Hey, what's up, everybody? I am Unconventional Jack. Welcome to my channel. Let's talk about something that nobody wants to admit, okay? Because I got two cards on the board, and I kind of built around these two cards. Sometimes the problem isn't betrayal. Sometimes the problem was immaturity dressed up as stability, okay? Sometimes the emperor was really still the fool. Follow me. And sometimes the person who says they forgave hasn't actually healed. And I'm about to break it down for you, okay? Because I pulled the Four of Wands, okay, and the Emperor card. So the Four of Wands is supposed to represent union, a lover returning, celebration of a wedding or something, community support or something. It represents the foundation. Four of Wands. Now look at this Four of Wands card. Is it an energy of the Four of Cups? I hear a bee or a wasp or something in the house. Is it the energy of the Four of Cups? Baby, I don't even try to get stone. So with this posture, this is arms folded, right? This is emotionally withdrawn, disconnected inside of something that was supposed to be stable. The one is missing, but they not looking to see that. Look, there's the other one. So somebody's not satisfied here. Then I clarified this with the Two of Pentacles in reverse. And this is planning and execution energy, but it's poor choices. This is juggling. This is the balls. Whatever you was juggling just failed. This is disorganized. This is overwhelmed. This is scattered, poor choices. Dropping the ball. Overcommitted. Okay, I thought I could juggle this. I thought I was ready energy. No. Okay, no. You wasn't ready. You were ambitious. You were hopeful. And you were optimistic. But hope is the infrastructure here. So the Emperor is the next card. And who do you see sitting in the Emperor's seat? The Fool. See the dog laying at the feet? You see the innocence here? You see it? Yeah. And it's clarified by the Page of Coins. So the Page of Coins is laying the foundation. This is somebody that's still well, honestly, this is someone who wanted the title before mastering, like the responsibility. You wanted to lead, like you wanted to be chosen. You wanted to sit in the Emperor's seat, knowing you really wasn't ready or you really didn't know what you were really doing, okay? You're still learning. You're still studying. It says study of magic, but you were still studying the blueprint. So that's when it got heavy. You couldn't sustain it, basically. And there was a lack. This is where the lack of support comes from. Okay, Four Wands. So this is incapacity. So this is what nobody really wants to hear. The Oracle card says, you told the world you forgave him, but you shade him in every post. So forgiveness doesn't need a platform, basically. If it still stings, it's not cleared, basically, right? So petty righteousness is still attachment. Standing in moral superiority is not the same thing as being healed. That's what this is. Standing in moral superiority is why you can't see the other one. Hold up, baby. This is about to down me. Yeah. Yeah, that's why you can't see the other one, because you're standing in moral superiority. And that's not the same thing as being healed. Forgiveness doesn't need a platform. I forgive in fullness, not for performance, but for peace. See, this is what you have to understand. And that's the activation prompt on this card. When you realize that I forgive in fullness, not for performance, but for peace, things will fall into alignment for you. So, if you have to keep referencing whatever it is, okay, you're not done processing it, right? And that's not me judging. That's just me putting the truth on the table, okay? And that's what the Snitch Bitch Oracle is about. It's about exposing the truth, okay? Because a lot of people sit real comfortable in some shit. So, however, there is still hope here, because I see the Star card at the bottom of the deck. And the King of Cups is here too. And that means there is something there is emotional depth here. Of course, we saw the flower in the fool's hand, the emperor. We saw that flower in the emperor's hand. So there is potential healing, but will you see it? You understand what I'm saying? Will you be able to see that there's healing here? You gotta look up, because the wand is being handed, but you gotta come out of this superiority energy, the moral superiority. There is maturity available. I got the Five of Wands. That's the next card. I'm pulling straight from the bottom of the deck. This is ego clashing, internal conflict. This is narrative battles, competing versions of what happened. Hey, my baby. So the real question here is, are you fighting to be right? Or are you trying to actually heal? Because those are not the same thing. So, excuse me. What you doing, baby? This wasn't a villain story. So, like I said, no, bless you. No pressure here. This was just premature stability, immature leadership, overcommitment, emotional pride, and public forgiveness that still bleeds privately, basically. But the Star card, put it back. No, thank you. No. It's telling me that healing is available. I got it. And the King of Cups says emotional mastery is possible. Yeah. See? Emotional mastery. King of Cups. What? No, thank you. Yeah, I'm at the end of this video. Yeah, so the only thing blocking it is ego. So sometimes the emperor is still a fool, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes the queen is still wounded. Okay? And until both admit that, the foundation will forever be unstable. So, uh-oh. You got another card? Thank you. You can tell my stuff up. Let me pull from the Healing Oracle deck. How can the collective move forward? With the foundation. How will the foundation become stable? Okay, both have to admit their position and state the truth. Okay. Now, I got 3 cards. Now, I'm going to read all 3 of these. I won't stay here long. But it says, I let the healing energy of my heart heal my body from any discomfort. What brought you discomfort is realizing that, hey, you move too fast. To the emperor. Okay. And to the queen. Okay. I have to learn to forgive in fullness and not performance. But for peace sake. This is why it says, I let the healing energy of my heart heal my body from my discomfort. But you got to address what made you uncomfortable. What placed you in discomfort? What made you sit up under this tree in this unwelcome changed energy, in this emotional baggage, where you should have been in celebratory energy? You were in, you were resisting a change. You were dealing with moral superiority. Yeah. And look at the number at the top, 4. That's stability. Start right there. As I rest in the sacred womb, I heal to the divine feminine. You're being called to rest in your divinity. Rest in the thing that nurtures you. Nurture you. Okay? All that outside stuff is exhausting. Even though it's bringing discomfort and an unwelcome change, how can you move forward? Because forgiveness doesn't need a platform. Because the card says, you told the world you forgave him, but you shade him in every post. Okay, now this is the snitch bitch oracle now. And like the card says, if it still stings, it's not clear. You're being called to rest in the sacred womb. That's how you're going to heal. And this is a master number 11 energy, which breaks down to a major number 2 with the magnifying glass over, because the card number was 29. So this is balance. How can you put yourself back in alignment with your divine feminine energy? How can you step back into your divinity? Okay? And the last card says, I use my emotions to fuel my path. That's what's been going on. Y'all been using your emotions to fuel your path. Your emotions need to be on one accord. That's how the union is going to get into alignment. Because there is hope and purpose here. So you can stay in the 5 of Wands energy, which is the personality clashes, the opposition, the chaos, the competing, or you can move into the King of Cups, the emotional mastery. Okay? This is how you're going to bring about, and see, with that, this is, the scales are not here. This is the justice person. The scales are not there. 444 on the clock. 1444. You're being called to bring about balance, to the union, to the 4 of Wands. And come up out of 4 of Cups setting, please. Because you're out of place. Let's see. I don't even have the original 4 of Cups card here. Alignment. She just so yeah. Once you step into the realization that yes, he overcommitted, I overcompensated. Overcompensation led to exhaustion because you were steady striving, okay, when you needed to be sitting in sacred rest. This is why rest in the sacred womb is here. That's how you're going to heal. What have you been carrying that you weren't told to carry? The Most High Mother and Father didn't tell you to pick that up. That's what led to the exhaustion. That's why you sitting up on the tree. That's why you sitting in emotional baggage and grief, sadness, and you can't see the wand. Come on, justice, judge, stand up. Take the wand and bring this thing home if you desire it. If not, move on. Because healing doesn't announce itself. It shows up quiet. Okay? But you gotta be able to admit where you are. I'm telling you, this foundation gonna always wobble. I'm Unconventional Jack. This is your message, and I'm out.